So guys, welcome back. I'm here at Bozard Ford in St. Augustine, Florida, and today I'm going to be checking out this all new and redesigned 2025 Ford Bronco Sport. Of course, some people refer to it as a baby Bronco. Now, it got cooler, it got tougher. For this model year, it has a bit different exterior and the first ever available Sasquatch package. And today, I'm going to take a complete tour of this vehicle. We're going to check it out from the exterior, interior technology, and of course, the test drive. So if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit the like and subscribe button. Now, let's get back to this.
My heart rages around like an ocean in my head, because there are so many things that I left unsaid.
And here it is, guys, Ford Bronco Sport. Now, it was introduced right before its bigger sibling, the Bronco. Not to be confused with it, they're completely different vehicles. Now, this one shares a lot of underpinnings with the Ford Escape, but it's just a lot cooler looking. And now with the addition of the Sasquatch package, makes this vehicle actually very capable off the beaten path. Now, it also comes at a price which at one point you might be wondering, hey, do I want to buy this or maybe go for the full-size Bronco? Well, today I'm going to take in a complete tour of this particular one, and you can see all the cool and interesting features to help you decide which one you want. Now, we'll start with the design. And the overall shape of the Bronco Sport hasn't changed. Now, it has a slightly different grille. I love the color. It really pops on this vehicle. And I like the way that they have the lights. They have the halo lights with LED lights turning to turn signals right here. They're all LEDs. Going down, this one also has a set of fog lamps. And part of this Bronco Sasquatch package, we have this steel bumper, skid plates underneath it. Also, we have this tubular bull bar, which kind of covers the Bronco that is spelled out in the front. We feature a front-facing camera, and as you can see, this one sits pretty high off the ground. It's not exactly a Bronco high off the ground, which is over 10 inches, but it's going to allow you to go over some terrain. Now, two different engine choices are available on the Bronco Sport. We have the more powerful one. Let's see what it is. And the more powerful engine on the Bronco Sport is a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged and intercooled engine producing 250 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque. Pretty powerful for the size of this vehicle. It can get you 0 to 60 in about 5.9 seconds, pretty quick. Now, it's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and we have 4-wheel drive. Now, underneath the hood, some sound insulation as well. Still, we have the prop stick, which I'm holding up the hood up right now myself. But there is also another engine is available for the base Bronco, 1.5-liter 3-cylinder with 180 horsepower. It's going to save you a little bit of money, but it's not going to be as cool as this one. We're going to take a walk around and take a look at a side profile, and I got to tell you something. I've done a video of the Honda Passport recently, and a lot of people were comparing it to the Bronco Sport. Now, I got to tell you, the Honda Passport is a mid-size SUV. This is a compact SUV. While there's some similarities in the look of this vehicle, they're not very much alike. Now, this is much smaller. It's 174 inches long. It's about 70 inches high. It's about 74 inches wide. 8.7 inches is the ground clearance of it, and about 105 is the wheelbase. So definitely a lot smaller than the Honda Passport. It is cool looking, though. I got to give it to Ford for designing it. It has this raised up roofline right on top of here. You can see how it goes up, allowing the rear passengers to have more headroom. And this one's sitting up higher than the regular Bronco, about 8.7 inches ground clearance, partly due to the larger and beefier tires. So we have the 17-inch rims, the shiny black rims, Bronco logo right in the middle, and we have the Goodyear Territory all-terrain tires, the 235 by 65 on 17-inch rim is the size of it. I also like the cladding that's around the wheel wells, as well as the cladding continues at the bottom of this vehicle. If you are taking it off the beaten path, you know you're going to get scratched at the bottom. So this is to protect it. Badlands, Sasquatch, that's what we have as far as the package. And this is pretty cool. So we have these hooks right here. So you can basically loop something through it. For example, you having a canoe on top and it's sticking out like this. So you can secure it so it doesn't fly off. Or, of course, if you go to IKEA, buy a mattress, you can do that too. A lot of people seem to be forgetting about that. The mattress fly off the cars. Now, this one has also a black roof with this blue color looking really, really good. Now we have the side view cameras, blind spot assist, and the ability to access this vehicle, basically unlock or lock as long as you have the key somewhere on you. And here it is. This is all blacked out right here in the back. Moving around, we have some differences here in the rear for this Bronco Sport. The lights are still the same, and they're so the LED outside lights right here. We have the incandescent light bulb here and here for the turn signal, and then Bronco Sport spelled out. We have the two recovery hooks in the back, a little bit tougher looking, kind of the steel skid plates in the back here. We also have a tow hitch. This vehicle is tow rated up to 2,700 pounds. The rear view camera, and here's a cool part about it. Well, the light, the wiper, but press this button right here. You can also open just the top portion of it. So if you quickly need to throw something in, you can do that without opening the whole hatch. Of course, if you want to do that, you can do that as well. And here's what we have on the inside. Gives you quite a bit of storage space for a little vehicle. As such, we have the illumination with this little Bronco here. We also have a hook. You can put something on it or attach like a net. 12-volt power outlet, 400 watts max regular household outlet. The seats fold down. They are 60/40. We have some illumination, which is actually right here. You can turn these lights on. So if you're camping or if you're tailgating, you have some illuminations here too. And here's the cool part. Now, underneath this floor, this is kind of the rubberized floor that we see all through the car, we have a full-size spare tire. Now, this is not the same size tire as you have on the vehicle itself, but it is a full-speed rated tire. So it's not a temporary tire. We can actually put that on and go full speed with it. Now, the seats fold down, allowing you to have more room. There's something sitting in the seats, but kind of gives you an idea how much room it has. And because of that raised roof line, see how much room extra you have for the rear passenger. I'm actually going to jump inside and see, being 6 feet tall, how comfortable I'm going to be. And here it is, moment of truth. Is it big enough for the 6 foot tall adult in the back? Now, I have this front seat adjusted to my regular sitting position, and I'm resting my knees on the back of it. So definitely it's not very plentiful as far as the leg space. However, I have about this much headroom up top. I have plenty of shoulder room. There's a couple things though. I kind of wish that this door would open up a little bit wider. There's not much space to get inside, especially if you have a large size shoe. But then you kind of sink in into the footwells there. So that's not a huge deal. The seats sit up high, and there seems like there's no adjustments of it. I can't recline them. So this is the only driving position that I'll have right here in the back. So for kids or people who are shorter, not a big deal at all. But if you are carrying a lot of 6 foot tall or above adults, this might be an issue for them to fit behind the front seats. Now the interior is very cool. Let's check it out. I'm going to start with this rear door panel. So we have this nice texture trim, a couple different colors. This is all hard plastic. We have that soft touch, the softer armrest here, of course, window and lock controls, and we have this reflector light. Now check this out, guys. Now this is the dark space leather with the light gray leather and some yellow accents, some fabric in here. So a lot of things are going on, but they look really, really cool. In the middle, you have the console that opens up with 2 cup holders, and we have more storage in the seat backs itself. So there's more stuff that you can put, okay, like you see on the full-size Bronco. And also we have Bronco embossed in the seat backs, and here are little pockets, maybe put a cell phone or something else in it. We also have vents, not something that you'll see very often on the compact SUVs. Two USB type C ports and the regular 12-volt power outlet. Now, the floor is rubberized in here, which means that you can basically, I don't think you should hose it off, but you can definitely wipe it off with the wet rag and move on if you are going over the terrain. Now, this is what's going on in the back. Let's check out what's going on in the front. We're gonna start with the sound of the closing door from the exterior. We're gonna do it from the interior again. See what's going on. Boom. Pretty solid, not bad at all. So on the front door panel, we have the same texture trim, but this is softer. See, it gives in. The one in the back doesn't. We also have the soft armrest, window, mirror, lock controls, 3 memory seat settings. They have a Bang & Olufsen stereo, and we have the 8-way power adjusted seat for the driver and a 6-way power adjusted seat for the passenger as well. Of course, the same colors as we've seen in the back. I like this configuration here, and they're perforated in the middle, they're solid on the side. We have some contrast stitching. Overall, a good looking vehicle. I'll show the rest of this interior, but before we do that, let's see what's going on the left hand side of the steering wheel. So this is opens the gate. I mean, it's not power gate, but it unlocks it. You have the dimmer and you have the light control, and the steering wheel can be adjusted as well. Let me jump inside. I'll show the rest of this interior. And of course, let's start with the sound of the closing door. And that is pretty solid. I didn't expect that. That's very nice sound. Let's take a look at the interior of this brand new 2025 Bronco Sport. We're going to fire it up in just a moment. I want to pay attention to some of the details here. So we have the Bronco, not Bronco Sport, but also we have this textured trim. This is a softer plastic material, which is really nice. I also have the big vents at the back of it, and part of this Bang & Olufsen 10-speaker stereo. We have a few speakers right up front. You also have a storage here, a little tray, and as you can see, 2 USB Type-C ports, so in case you need to charge something, you can, or maybe you can mount a camera. Now, the steering wheel, decent size. It's leather wrapped. It's got some stitching on the inside, thicker in the right places. Actually, the steering wheel is bigger on this little Bronco than on the Expedition I just did not too long ago. And it's round. Actually feels good to the touch. It's getting hot in here, so let's get this party started. Push the start-stop button. You can see we have a Bronco showing up on both screens. Now, this has this sticker on it. Well, we'll take it off, reduce the glare a bit, and then I'll put it back on once I'm done. And there you go. I hope this is going to be a little bit better as far as what you can see. But so we have 2 screens, 13.2-inch screen right in the middle. This is for your infotainment system. When we have the 12.3-inch infotainment or instrument cluster, I should say. And several different displays are available, like this one. You know, on the sides, you can see the RPMs and the speed. On the other side, they kind of look like the gears, pretty tough looking. In the middle, between them, you see the off-road page. That's basically gives you the pitch and roll and the angle of the steering. So as I move the steering wheel, not sure if you can see, but that angle changes. Right now we're at 6%. And you know, pitch and roll is important, especially when you find yourself in the situation where you go like, okay, well, I'm straight up on the campsite. So can I put the tent on top of the vehicle? Well, or in any other case. Anyways, you'll see where the vehicle stands. We also have the wrench and the gas gauge on the top, and the temperature at the bottom. You see the compass. You also see what's playing on the radio. Temperature, little Bronco logo, 11 miles is the total mileage on this vehicle, and the gear indicator. That's what's happening in the instrument cluster. You can hit the menu, and you also can customize it, where you can see the My View. So whatever you want to see, like the off-road status right now, it's in the My View. Then you have the Trip 1 Calm View. There you go. Kind of minimizes everything. You see the range and the speed, and that's about it. Fuel economy is going to show you the fuel economy as you're driving. And by the way, if I haven't mentioned that the fuel economy is 23 combined, 21 in the city, and 27 on the expressway. And as a reminder, this has the more powerful motor. So configure my view, we're not going to do that, but there's configurations here. Navigation, it has a built-in navigation. You know, mindful, previous destination favorites. I don't know if anybody ever set anything, no matches found, but we can do POI nearby just so I can show you how that works. I guess station sounds about right. There's one nearby, I know. Racetrack 0.3 miles. There you go. And that sends the information to the navigation, which is right, of course, in the infotainment display. Back to the menu, and then we have the phone, audio, and settings. Now, as far as the audio, AM, FM, Sirius XM, and this one has this wonderful B&O system. Now, it sounds good. It doesn't sound very hollowy like I mentioned when I did the Maverick one. So I think they must have done some better sound insulation on this vehicle. And then settings. So that's what you have in the instrument cluster, speedometer and kilometers, or miles if it's not checked, vehicle maintenance, or go back to the main menu. You can customize it, set it to whatever you like. On the steering wheel itself, the buttons on the left-hand side, they're cruise control, volume, and mute. On the right-hand side, this is what I was using to change the menu settings, up and down, scroll down, back, seek track, and the phone hang up pickup button, as well as the voice control. That's what you'll find on the right-hand side. Moving on to this big display. So this Bronco gets updated from Sync 3 to Sync 4. This is not the same infotainment system as I just did on the new Expedition. I have a feeling that Ford's probably going to go in that direction with the future models. I don't know whether it's going to be a software update or a completely new system, but that's more of a Google-based. This is Ford infotainment system. So what do we have as far as the home screen? You have the navigation. You also see what's playing. Add the phone. By the way, wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Settings on the side, so you can just kind of go through that and see what's going on. Vehicle, clock, general, display. Let's take a look at the vehicle settings. You know, right now, if it idles, it allows you to do that for 30 minutes. It shuts off. Rear occupant alert, easy entry, exit, onboard modem, serial number, remote start setup, windows, wipers, lighting, locks, you know, anything that you want to set up, it's right here. As far as the display, calm screen, okay, brightness, mode, that's what you can adjust in here. Connectivity, vehicle hotspot. You can set this vehicle to be a hotspot, you know, important kind of if you have kids and they're using their tablets and somehow their games are not loading up because there's no internet. You're going to hear about it from back seat for sure. Software updates, valet mode, Ford Assistance, 911 Assist that basically completes the settings tab. And we'll go back to here. Now features, you know, here's another thing, driver's assistance. It tells you what's on this vehicle. So we have the adaptive cruise control, speed limit assist, lane keeping assist, pre-collision assist, rear view camera delay, blind spot information system, cross traffic alert, reverse brake assist, driver alert. They're all on right now. If for some reason they want to turn them off, this is where you do it. Owner's manual towing, 2,700 pounds. I think that's what it is. Towing capacity, add a trailer, select active trailer, manage trailer. So even though it's really not meant for like the serious towing, it still has kind of the same capacity or the same information as you find in the trucks. Might as well use it, right? Fuel economy, AM, FM, navigation, loading map. As you can see, the screen is split up, and it's about 3/4 and 1/4. If I'm looking at it correctly, just about that. And then, of course, if you wanted to expand it, you can click on this, and here the map shows up in the full screen. Tells you we're at Bozard Ford right here. Look, guys, this is how huge they are. This is all of their parking right here. So if you're looking for a vehicle and your dealership doesn't have a selection, you're anyone in Florida, definitely go check these guys out. They have rows and rows of new and pre-owned vehicles. And this is your infotainment system. We're going to check the rear view camera. Now, I'm here in this parking spot, kind of tight. You can see we have the active trajectory lines. Okay, so as I move, the trajectory lines move. We also have the top-down view, and you can also have the view from the top. So in case you are trailering that line, it tells you where the center of the vehicle is, so that's where the hitch is as well. What other options we have? So you can see the rear view camera in the narrow angle, wide angle, shows you the vehicles on the side too. So actually it's a very nice system. And then you can of course select of which angles you want to see the cameras from, okay, on this little corner. So it's especially important either in a tight parking spot, parking garage, or if you are traversing through the trails off-road. And this vehicle, you know, is capable of taking you off the beaten path due to the modifications and the Sasquatch package. So I've seen the videos done that it's actually done very, very well for the vehicle that it is, meaning that it's not a full-size off-roader, and it's also a vehicle that is not a body on frame, but unit body construction. So going back to this main menu, underneath here, you have a strip of buttons. Basically, those are virtual buttons, of course, and you have heated or automatic seats, right? So you can set this up depending on the temperature. It's gonna turn on or off. You have dual zone climate control. And what that means that it's a separate zone for the driver and passengers. You can have the heated steering wheel on this particular one. And moving on, is your fan control. Here's the different vents that the air is going to be coming out of. Come on, open this up. It's supposed to open. Anyways, max front window defogger, rear window defroster. Down below, we have two big vents. And of course, we have the engine start stop button and some shortcuts. Okay, so this is your max front window defroster hazard. Here's your parking assist and the camera settings here. So anyway, you can turn on and off that auto start stop switch if you don't like it. I know it could be annoying for some people. And right here is your wireless charger, USB type A, USB type C, 12-volt power outlet. Let's see what else we have. Move the camera here a little bit. There you go. So cup holders. This is, by the way, the remote that you get with this new Bronco Sport. So traditional Ford's remote, you have unlock, lock, 2 times to start, and a panic button. And yes, it is a Bronco, so that's what it says on the back of the remote. Here's your gear shifter. So neutral, drive, park, manual, and then you have the electronic parking brake. Here's your safety systems basically on, and here are the GOAT modes. Okay, well, GOAT means 2 things, right? Greatest of all time, or go over any terrain. Just that's what Ford does, right? And here are the modes that you can change. Let me show you that because that is displayed on the screen right here. So if you want to go to normal mode, slippery, eco, sport, off-road, rally, rock crawl, and that is it. I thought there was one more. Nope, that's it. All right, some serious off-roading can be done with this vehicle. Now, it depends on which mode you go to. I'm actually gonna go to the normal mode. As you can see, the 4-wheel drive turned off and the rear diff lock turned off, which automatically is engaged if you turn it on in some of the off-road modes. Now we also have the trail 1-pedal drive, and that basically lets you just control the throttle of the vehicle, and the vehicle is going to do the rest. And then you can turn off the traction control off with this button right here. So really you can do some pretty cool stuff that is not really available in any of the compact SUVs in the segment. Another 12-volt power outlet and pretty deep storage for the size of this vehicle. I also like this contrast stitching here. Moving up on top, regular mirror. We also have the lights. They're all LEDs. Yep, they're LED lights. And then here are the auxiliary switches. So they're pre-wired. You have 4 pre-wired auxiliary switches. If you want to add stuff to this vehicle, maybe some light bars, or, well, I don't know if you can even add the winch. You probably can, but yeah, so this could be controlled through here. So you have the home link system. 3 devices can be connected to it. And up here, illuminated mirror. And this is it. This is the interior of this brand new and super cool 2025 Bronco Sport. Let's touch on the pricing and take it for a spin. All right, let's talk pricing because that's important, right? This one is very expensive. We're going to get to it last because this is the top of the line trim. But Bronco Sport starts at the Big Band package at $29,995. The next package up is the freewheeling at $33,135, followed by Heritage at $33,395. Then we have the Outer Banks at $35,295, Badlands at $40,115. So this is the Badlands. But if you start your build for the Badlands trim level, you can select the color. Of course, we have the Velocity Blue Metallic at $395. The 4-cylinder engine is standard included in that price. Advanced 4x4 8-speed automatic. And you can have the Badlands standard package. You can have the Sasquatch Badlands package at $29.90. Graphic package, tech package, elevation package, topographic package, blah, 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 blah. The price for the one that I'm sitting at right now, and it doesn't have every single option, but it's got a lot. It's over $46,000. So $46,000, no matter how you dice it and slice it, for a compact SUV is a lot of money. Now, right now, at the time of this filming, they have the Ford employee pricing, so that's probably going to help out quite a bit with it, but it's still a lot. It gets into the territory of the class up. Matter of fact, the Ford Bronco, the full-size one, starts at about $40,000. So now you have the body on frame design, a bigger vehicle, a true off-roader, versus, you know, a very, very cool but smaller, much smaller unibody construction SUV. Depends on what you want. You might not need the big one. You might not have the space in your garage. And if you were to opt it out with the same equipment as this has, of course, it would have been a lot more expensive. Well, before we get on the road with this baby Bronco, like some people call it, right? Or Bronco Sport, I'm going to go right here and see if I can turn it around in the parking lot, because that's important. You know, it has to be a nimble vehicle. We have this plenty of spots right here where we can make a circle and see how that turns. So what I'm going to do, turn the wheels all the way to the left, and let's go. Well, that thing turns on a dime. Wow. Listen, I know the price is much, but I'm enjoying driving this Bronco. And, you know, with 250 horsepower for the weight and size of this vehicle, that thing should fly. We're going to check that out momentarily. Wow. 250 in no time. In no time. This thing is really impressive. And I've seen videos where people are taking the new Bronco Sport off-road, like not just to the campsite, not just on the gravel road, but some pretty serious trail riding. Now, of course, it has the limitations. Let's, you know, talk about this, because it is a unibody construction. It doesn't have the ground clearance to clear some of the obstacles like the big, you know, off-roaders would. It also doesn't have the tires, I mean, it's got decent sized tires, 29 inches for the size of this vehicle, but we have to stay within its class in order to be fair in comparison. And I can say that this is the best in its class as far as the capabilities off-road and the pickup. I don't see any other compact SUV that's so much fun. It also looks cool too, and that helps a lot. Well, guys, let me know what you think about this Bronco Sport. And if you are in the market for one, don't forget to check out Bozart Ford. I'm going to link their phone number and the link in the description of this video. And if you happen to like this particular video, go ahead, check out my channel. There's more of it and more coming. I'd really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button, become part of the Carguy family. If you already are, thank you so much. I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.